Good morning. I am higher vibrations, and so are you. And boy, oh boy, has it been an intense couple of hours, days. We already knew that, I had it written on my calendar. The guides had said the 17th through the 22nd for the Northern Hemisphere was going to be intense energy. And the 22nd, I have around the 22nd a big sun, and it says Day of Magic. I don't even know where that came in, but so that's we're in it, and it's right in the middle of it. If you're able to, if you have clear enough skies, you're still able to see those meteor showers right now. We are still right in the middle of the debris path of Three Eye Atlas. So all of that was left in Three Eye Atlas's wake, we're driving through it right now, and we're going to be driving through it till Thursday at least. And so people are getting meteorites landing in their kitchen sink when they're doing the dishes. And there's all kinds of crazy stuff like that happening. So it's really pretty because it's really easy to see because if you don't have clouds, the the new moon is only, I think, like, I can't remember what the percentage is, but the new moon was yesterday. So um or what day is today? Today's Tuesday. So no, it's day before yesterday. Anyway, you got all that energy though, so you're able to see it, but you're also getting the energy from it. And then this huge thing is happening right now. The KP index spiked so high that it adjusted its measurement to meet the scale that we were in. Normally, the HP or the KP only goes up to 9, and I watched it because it peaked up to 10. The measurement scale increased to 11 to accommodate. I've never seen that. I've never seen that. And it's sustained now. It's still pretty up there. It looks like we are currently we're in a S1 radiation storm at this moment. We're in a G2 geomagnetic storm. We are, the energies are through the roof. I don't know about y'all, but a lot of us had like headaches and migraines and stuff yesterday. It was kind of strong. And so just kind of keeping that in mind, that if that was you, if you were having this and you're still having this, then you're not alone. Nausea, headaches, lots of people noticing heart palpitations. They're comparing this to a near Carrington event level storm, even though it was only a X19 1.9. Like normally, I mean, like only a few months ago, we were getting X, a lot more than that. I can't even remember. And then at the end of the storm, so the storm is going to consistently go until at least Wednesday, if not Thursday. And guess what happens right at that time? This phenomenon is happening in North America, where such Arctic airs are coming down from Canada in such a way that all of a sudden we're going to get a foot of snow. We're going to get a foot of snow as soon as the storm's over, is when the snow's going to start. And a lot of people, that doesn't happen here. We get a skiff, like it's like, and it's happening in just a couple of days. It's just fascinating how it's all lining up. So anyway, that's the bulk of the experience. If you talk about this, the solar weather, so a lot more is going on, but I don't want to leave Elsa out any longer because I can't wait to talk to you. I haven't talked to you in forever. Elsa, I love you. How are you? Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me. Nice seeing you again. We yesterday I haven't been in my computer much, but I'm outside. There's a little hawk. Okay, okay. And even all our apps on our devices are resetting. What'd you say? You said scaling back. Is that what you said?
I don't know
A
which depended on what I was talking about at that
You
second.
just said they're scaling back, and I went, of course they're scaling back. It's the end of the snake. He's got to go. We're ready. See
Ooh.
what happens when you have a snake is it doesn't like the tread or the vibration of or the quaking of the cattle or the
Ooh,
herders. Are you? So on the
yeah.
last day, on the last day of Year of the Snake, we were coming home and there were 3 dead snakes on my side of the road. I was like, what? And it was on the Hilatara. I was okay, this is going to be big. Um, the Year of the Horse, we've got 2 new horses in preparation.
That's so fun.
One of them is named my father's middle name and my grandfather's name. So I was like, wow, this is kind of Odin sort of stuff going on. So I was like, I don't
Yeah,
know. I look, Mila and I bring up our day to day things because it mimics it.
yeah,
These these biblical stories, and then it plays out, and it's like everything the Hopi said, everything the astrology says plays out.
yeah,
It's and I don't know how, but it seems to support my nervous system.
yeah,
Do you get what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like it just seems to, yeah. Like you'll be really annoyed or frustrated or angry, and then I'm outside and little Hawk, and I go, he's more frustrated than me. I better go inside. A few times I wanted to throw a few failing equipments in the creek, and my face is beaming bright red, and I look over, and the horse. This horse is quite. This isn't our horse. It's the neighbour's horse. Had no water, and I looked over and he's dehydrated, and I thought, "You're having a much worse day than I am. I'm going to help you get. I'm going to help you get some water." And by understanding the day, understanding I was frustrated, and seeing he was actually having a harder day, I actually stayed with him for like 30 minutes and filled up his water.
Oh, awesome.
But it stopped me being frustrated.
Yeah,
So by knowing what Neil is talking about with all this energy, and then you can witness yourself losing it in the energy, and then you see the others around. Mm.
yeah,
I'm just sharing different ways to break it. Like I felt like I broke a spell when I filled his
yeah,
water. You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like he was having a
Totally.
bad day, and then I cooled off.
Yeah, because it's summertime where you are.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is these
Oops.
heated moments in us where the new alien energy's coming in. These heated moments in us causes conflict in us.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like it having a tug of war. Do we keep this? Do we keep that? It's like about to have a big garage sale.
right. We should show everybody what it looks like right now, huh?
it's it was like doing like this, just traveling along nicely on the road, and then all of a sudden it went bang.
Yeah, here
You
it is.
cannot not have a response to that. Like to say that it's not affecting you would be amazing.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So this is the right up here is where it reached that 10. It just doesn't normally. So usually you'll spike around down here around 3 up to 5. We've had the near or just after 6 a couple times lately, which is these yellow ones. They're normally anyway. It spiked up to 10, but look, it's still up really high. It's still in the red. It's at 7.333. And this is a sustained, this has been going on for a long time. I can actually go to the 10-day plot real quick. And you can see here that it takes a minute to load right now. It'll show you kind of like the trend. So if you'll see here, in fact, I can expand it real quick.
Look
Yeah.
at that.
See where we are, just to kind of give you an idea. This starts January 11th, and it shows us the past 10 days. And yeah, dude, I mean, 10. Yep. That's pretty big, right? And so it's useful to be aware of this. So you don't have to um,
Suffer.
like, yeah,
Suffer.
what's wrong with me? Am I going to be okay? Kind of stuff. We
Mm.
are. It's just, yeah, yeah. That was last night, and like, or yesterday, I actually had to cancel an appointment with that I had. It ended up I had two, and it's 1, 2, 3. I had a migraine. I could feel it coming in, and as we got closer and closer to the times I was supposed to meet with people, I could barely even look at light, and it just, so I wasn't really present yesterday. So it was good that everything worked out where I was able to just rest and just kind of hang out. But um we were getting a lot of activations, like, oh, there was this one thing that happened. Can I tell you about what happened? It was really cool. This lady, so this is at the end of my recovery. I was like, I was sleeping and I was having a lucid dream. And this person who I understood as a high frequency woman, but she looked like you or me, you know, and she came over and she placed her hands on my face, on my cheeks, and I could feel her touch my face in my, like, body. Like, my body, I could feel her touch me. Like, you have your astral body where you've had that senses and when you're in that dream state. But then this sense, I felt her enough that it didn't startle me or alarm me, but it brought me out of sleep very quickly, because I was like, wow, she's actually touching my body. She was healing me. It was the most fascinating experience. I've never bridged like that before. Like, there's been an echo, like a residue that dissolved very quickly when I come back. But to have it sustained like that, where I could feel her in both places, that was really fascinating. That's it. That was my story.
Wow, so to feel her in both places. So you were arcing.
Yeah.
So now you just now it's just happening. Like it's just. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there's no I have to open a gate or just
Yeah.
there's no door. It's just ping,
Yeah.
ping, ping, ping. It's yeah. That's why you couldn't be present yesterday because you were being given a gift.
Ooh, because I was being given the present. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's cute. See, look, it does sound silly what I'm talking about, and I always have this silly smile, which drives everyone nuts. But it, I feel it too.
Yeah.
I'm human. I'm like that. You and everyone else. It's annoying. It's frustrating. Okay. If you think it's frustrating, you're just like having waken up in the last 5 years. Imagine going through 30 years of this.
Yeah.
We're very patient people, let me tell
Yeah.
you.
Let's
Most
see.
people I know that have been going through it for a long time, they're pretty understanding.
I've been going through it for over 40 years.
It's literally torture, right? Like sometimes it's training, but sometimes you just feel like the training is torture
Yeah.
because it affects how your loved ones are with you, pets, everything. It affects physically how you look, uh, financially,
Yeah.
also taste buds, everything. It's meant to touch all your senses.
Hmm.
Otherwise, what's the point?
Right. That's funny you brought up the point. Maddie found this old cartoon from the 60s that I forgot all about. The Point. It was called The Point.
Oh, it's actually the cartoon's called The Point.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is that this little boy was born with a round head when everybody else in the whole town had a pointed head. And so eventually he was cast out of town to go find a point. And it was really like Yellow Submarine kind of style, or of telling, but she's kind of gone on this little journey lately. She discovered spirit science, and so, like, she's kind of, I remember spirit science. That's good elementary, spiritually speaking. If you don't know what's going on and you're interested in some of these, like, other stories and deeper knowings, like, spirit science was what I found in like, it was pre 2012 that I found it on YouTube. And they recently remade their old content and brought it back into the forefront. And my daughter found it. And it's just really, I always remarked, it's kind of a shame they stopped doing those types of videos. Was that at one point they just did this, like they were like you and I kind of conversations, but people liked the cartoon character Patch. Anyway, I'm not trying to sell anybody, but she found this, and I'm so grateful to them because it's opened up. See, I don't, how we don't, when we teach our children, they receive a certain amount from us, but somebody that they don't know, it's a different type of introduction of knowledge. And to see her engaging with this has been really cool. So, anyway.
So the triangle is the father, mother, spirit. The circle is Saturn or satisfy. It's complete. So they cast him out because he's. I'm just looking at the symbolize of the. So they've cast him out because he's complete. This is what they did in the story of the fallen angels, the one they call the devil. Because the devil, my understanding, is the seated Cupid, the one that shoots the arrow. So he hurts you with love, for love,
This is
for
his
love.
also known as arrows.
Yeah. So he has to go and find a point. Yet all of them have points. So he's already found the points. The points are there. He just understands the points. See, they don't understand that. That's the point.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
That's the whole cartoon or the whole show because he knows they're all points because he can see them.
Right.
So he's found the point and he's okay with the point. But they're not okay with him not being the point. And this is a good, you brought this up, and you and Maddie brought this up for a reason because this is what a lot of, if you use this story right now in the supermarket and stuff, that would explain so much.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah. Because I said to Richard, he goes, what, you think you can walk around the shops and not look different? And if I took what he said and what you said, maybe I would look like an ant walking around the shops or something. You know what I mean? Like that's how foreign, because you're vibrating differently to others. And they're confused. Why are you vibrating differently and I'm in this pain or I'm suffering and it's not that I'm not going through what you're going through. I'm just seeing it differently. That's all.
Yeah.
Because I've tapped into another sense. Yeah, which is what Maddie talked about many years ago.
Yeah.
One of her sensei moments where she went, oh, by the way, you're getting another cone and runs off and plays.
Yeah. And then
You're
just
getting
popped
another
away.
receptor. Yeah. But it's a very scientific term, what she said. You're getting actually another receptor because you're going to see ultraviolet energy. And this ultraviolet infrared energy that we're seeing, which you told me is blue, is magic in us. You're starting to see the magic in us.
Yeah.
And you might not see, if you don't see it in us, you might see it in the plants or the trees or the clouds. You might see it in movies. You'll start to get little hints. You can't have Atlas go past and not see a hint. And if that means taking you to being sick to see spirit, so be it.
Yeah. Yeah. I just had this crazy inspiration that I'm just going to go with.
You're not going to draw cartoons of it, though.
Well, it's funny. I'm actually looking for a cartoon that I had already drawn.
You've already got our characters.
Yeah. I have this question, and I don't know if you will even know the answer. I'm just going to ask it randomly. I haven't actually broached this topic, but are you able to? Would you mind I know that they're from Arcturus or they're Arcturian, but I'm curious. Do you know if you looked at an image of somebody, would you know them? Like I know you guys have lots of like you have children who have like all this drawings and your contacts, like your family. Those of you who don't know in the audience, you might not know else. I know I got a lot of new subscribers right now. By the way, thank you so much for all the new subscribers. Welcome. Elsa Dillon here is a really good friend of mine from down under that I've been talking with for quite some time now. It feels like a lot longer. Like I've just known her forever than it actually turns out to be. But anyhow, she's from a family of 10. Between her and her husband, there's 8 little ones that are all like evolved beings. And the way that she has assisted them through the process of real natural upbringing, removing all these weird things that, I mean, I'm saying that because I see it, though some of these things that she's known to not do with her children, I did with my kid, just because this is like, that's, it's what you do, quote unquote. Anyway, as a result, these amazing children, they have contacts with interdimensional or ET beings. They're able to see the code, and they also are living with this amazing. You're basically an entomologist. I don't know if you have like a certification, but that's what you do. You understand that there's a lot of, if you follow language through the ages, you'll see that every phase of our development, there's been somebody coming and trying to take away the original language. And so Elsa is like an investigator, and she finds out what these words are actually telling you, because spelling is casting a spell, and we're learning how to do that. In this, she's amazing. And so for those of you who don't know, and by the way, if you have any questions for Elsa, write them in the comments and we'll bring them forward. You can ask her some questions. But do you mind?
Okay, well, today, I just want to say, so this is how it goes, right? So today I thought, I've got so much to talk to Mila. Like, I had lists and lists, and I had a shower this morning. I'm in the shower because water or electricity brings in spirit really quickly. And I went, nah, you're doing Q&A with Mila today. So it's funny, Mila starts with a question because you don't usually do that with me.
No,
we just usually go running together, and we're already running through the fields and jumping fences and stuff.
yeah.
So
That's funny.
yeah, so I just Eat My Stardust. I'm actually reading the chat today, Mila. Eat My Stardust said I'm getting feet and ankles in, like, we just in Australia here, not just myself, the younger ones as well. Sorry, I've got Flo hanging out with me as well. From my half of my leg down, from my knee to my feet, they go stiff.
Yeah.
And everyone goes, oh, that's a sign of this, or that's a sign of that. I go, well, how come the little ones have got it? How come one of the chickens has got a limp? I'm just saying,
Chickens.
it's a chicken's got a limp. The chicken looks like me. So I'm just saying, but that's only in the last 2 days. But like this, not sore. It's more like a bit more dense of feeling, like pins and needles, but more dense. Yeah, and yeah, I feel like you got to go like wiggle your toes or something. It's like it's stuck in there.
Right.
And I do know that it always goes to the final points. That's why Mila had a migraine, because it's going straight up to the crown. So
Right.
see how it's going to the ends. The other spots I get it is around my lips. So
Yeah.
it's just when too much stuff, like, so you got plain spray, but then you've got all the, like you said, we're going through the tail end of the dust. We're going through that
Oh, yeah.
plus the plain spray. So I just liked how Ray Eat
Here's
My
something.
Stardust. That was so cute.
Yeah, I love that. I'm glad that you highlighted
Sorry,
that.
so I got off
because here, I'm going to show you something.
yeah. I just wanted to say that
Sorry.
because yeah, this guy. So these beings Mila drew, and she goes, they're kind of spooky, and I went, Mila, they're doing alien aerobics. They're actually showing you techniques to support your body, because if I turn that picture upside down, that's the pictures I've been doing to support my back and my neck. When Mila drew this picture, I was like, she's drawing alien. Is that the picture? That's the picture,
This
the
is the
alien
one.
aerobics.
Yeah.
It's
So
like alien aerobics are actually helping the energy through. This is how you do it. I'm like, are you kidding me?
these beings came to me and they were doing this thing, and I was like, why are they making all these weird positions? And so I just drew it, because that's just how I would document, and just to keep it preserved so I could refer back to it. And I showed it to Elsa, and Elsa's like, oh, they're showing you what to do. And when you were speaking of this from Eat My Stardust, like the flow of the ankles and feet, as well as the hands and wrists, always get resolved when I actually mimic these positions.
Yeah, well, when you open your legs like that, because your hips hold so much, I didn't realize until later in yoga, but how much energy is kind of trapped in your hips, which makes sense because so we used to. You spoke of arcing. So we spoke of arcing where you're going ping, 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 ping. Well,
Right.
see, because we've been stood up, see, when we were down, we were like horses. So we had two on the ground, like this, two arcings. So the energy would go to the left, the masculine and the feminine, like this, right? So now we've been stood up to become higher breeds, literally higher, taller.
Uh,
So you become higher breeds or a hybrid, which is a high bird, which is an emu or an ostrich.
yeah.
Emu in Australia is E-M, and then U. So it's a ship. It's an ark. E-M-U. Emu is the
Yeah.
black. Yeah, emu is the space between the stars. Like, this is a big deal. Like, people look at me and go, oh, here she goes again. Anyway, so now we're only arcing on our feet, right? So
Yeah.
it goes ping and it goes through our hip area. That's why this alien aerobics,
Yeah.
and they're like, two more. Like I always think of the 80s where they go with the aerobics
And
and they
one,
would go,
and two, and three,
I wanted
and
one
more.
and two. And, and you got your little headband on.
Yeah. The mouser size. I don't know if anybody, the jazzercise.
Mouses. And you got your leg warmers, and I'm thinking of flash dance. I can see the little aliens going, yeah, like get them. So when you do those exercises where you open up, even this one, I don't know if this was a big deal overseas, but they would make you the whole of lockdowns have your arms out to space between each other.
Mm.
And I was like, is the government and lockdown giving us exercises? Because if you hold this, you probably can't see, but if you hold your arms out like they made us do in lockdowns, and you hold it and then you drop your head back, this is really hard to do. In some of the cultures around the world, one of the biggest ways to have an awakening is to do those exercises.
Really?
Seriously, Mila, like those alien exercises, there's one culture in, I think it's Colombia, and they do that exercise for awakening. They hold that exercise. Not like, so
Wow.
are they asking us to awaken? Are they asking us to support our body? I'm going to say yes, yes, yes. I think they
Right.
want it all. They are here to help.
Yeah.
They really
Yeah.
are. And,
And to
Mila's
support.
drawn them. Mila's got all her eggs.
I guess I
Sorry.
should
I
probably
didn't
bring that
answer
up.
your question, though. What was the question, that person you said? Sorry.
Uh,
You said something about an Arturian or...
oh, yeah. Sorry, we got jumped around. I just
Oh.
gonna pop this back up for anybody who's joining late and don't know what we're talking about.
So everyone in the audience starts doing these. So,
So I just, like, a lot of you know this, and I'm sure all of you have some your own experiences too. Though I have a lot of different individuals that come in my world, and This was one of them. It was really a bunch. There was a few of them, but there was this main one. And I thought that he was trying to make himself short enough to make so himself to be not intimidating or something. But I felt I needed to document. It was just weird. I was outside in the middle of the night, like, like I do. I'm out there, it's quiet, everybody's asleep. That's like my time. People, when they start driving on the street, I always think to myself, what are you doing in my nighttime? Go back to bed.
Well, the other weird thing about this drawing is the intention of the power of observation. They're like really looking at you. Like I feel like they're really looking at me. They're
Yeah.
going, do you get, when you're doing aerobics or yoga, that's what the coach does. They stare at you
Yeah.
and they go,
And
no,
he
no,
wasn't
you're
locking
doing
his
it
eye.
wrong.
He
You're
was
doing
like,
it wrong.
I'm like, that's why I thought he was trying to like get to my height, like eye level,
No, he's saying
because
you're
he was
doing it wrong. You got to put the leg
right.
up more.
It was really fascinating. And I felt like they were someone, but at the same time, they could very much have been like like more like a remote control car or toy, like a drone or a drone is what. But that's what they felt like it was somebody, but from afar. And I was actually talking to these guys, and they weren't really there. Doesn't mean that they
Yeah.
were fake. I don't know how to explain that honestly, but
Well, also with you having a big audience, you become like an airport of beings as well in different ways
right,
because you're connecting with all those people. So not all of them can be materialized right in front of you because there's more coming all the time, and because you're meeting so many people, and so it has to keep flowing. That's why sometimes it will feel like they've just come in and then gone. It's only because that's all you need, Mila, where you
yeah.
are at. Yeah, that's all. So don't feel like upset that they didn't stay longer.
Oh,
It's
it's
okay.
fine.
But otherwise, they're going to be like boot camp. You can do this. Get
Right.
up. 3
Yeah.
more.
It seems like there's just such a variety, and every time I always think to myself, it'd be so convenient to have like an encyclopedia because of who everybody is,
Yeah.
because it's my intrigue part of my brain is like, wow, well, tell me more, and they don't usually.
Yeah. It will. If you think of how quickly a star goes past, it's probably more like that.
Mm,
You know, when you see a shooting star, and sometimes you only catch it in the corner of your eye. That's how it comes in.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So, but you're catching stars. How cute's that? I caught your
it's fun.
message. Thanks.
Ooh, wow, that's funny.
Yeah.
When
It's
I
a
was in
catch a star.
choir, that was the biggest deal. Was there was this catch a falling star and put it in your pocket song that I did like I did the solo for part of it for this song called, and it became my mom's. Anyway, it's funny that you brought that up because all of a
It's
sudden,
not. It's no. It's not. Pocket is Pocket has ET in it, and Pocket is it literally is the power of catching angel magic and embodying it. That's it's Pocket. We're pockets. That's a pocket. Emu. You is a pocket or a hull. So catch a falling
right?
star. That's what we're doing with Atlas. Oh, Mila, that's what we're doing with Atlas.
It
Catch
is.
a falling star and put it in your pocket. And if you don't want to put it in your pocket, it's okay. We're going to rain on you anyway.
I'm just doing that right
to,
now.
it's just you can put it in your pocket and use it as a tool, or we're going to rain it in on you anyway.
Yeah,
Where are you
it
going to
says
go? You're
save
going to
it
jump
for a
off
rainy
Earth?
day. That's their words. Save it for a rainy day.
Oh,
Go
oh,
catch
well,
a falling
maybe.
star, put it in your pocket, save it for a rainy day. Catch a
Raining
falling star,
day is
put it
March
in
and
your
May.
pocket, never let it fade away. When love falls down, you put it in your pocket and you never let it go.
Yeah.
I can't remember the
Uh,
rest of the words.
so March and May. March and May are the Mad March and the Grand May. So maybe you're saying this so that we the energy of now we use as a tool in March and May.
Yeah.
Because I think just before that, we're going to have a Mercury retrograde, so there'll be a reset time. We get a break.
Yeah.
It's like, let them have a rest for a bit, let them reset. Don't let any computers or anything work for a while. Make sure they're cast off so they all have a reset in the Mercury retrograde, and then we'll go bang with March.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, March 3rd, the 3/3 portal this year, um, it's lined up with a lot of things that are for my time zone. I know it's different based on what hemisphere and stuff you were in, but that's the total lunar eclipse. That's a bunch of different stuff. I can't remember all of them right now off the top of my head, but there's like 5 different things that are happening on that day. Keeping that in mind, what is the oh if you look up the Chinese New Year, when the year of the fire horse starts, it's different based on if you use the old calendar, the original reckoning of time, or the new one. The new one says February 17th, but the original reckoning of time says March 3rd this year on the 3/3 portal, the same time as this lunar eclipse, the blood worm moon, blood worm moon. And there's other things that are happening, but just a little bit brief there. A lot of stuff. In fact, there's a variety of individuals have already started to come to me like they're going to pass away in this, not on that day. There's not going to be an event to be scared about. It's just some people have chosen to not. And I'm not saying that someone sent me a message and said, hey, by the way, I'm talking about on a soul level that individuals are things are happening. And
Mila, what? So you said on the other old calendar. What is the old calendar? Is the old? I'm just curious what you said.
the original reckoning of time um, takes away or adds a variety of different days here and there, and the way
Yeah,
that things
I
used to be
slip in a
measured.
few months. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, and I don't even know like what this is. What's fun is I've always been obsessed with history since I was just tiny, and one of the things about history is it's very clear. The history we're taught, it's always been very clear that it's not correct. Like, not there's some missing parts and some things. And one of those that spirit keeps insisting is that when have a measurement given to us saying what this period, it was that many years ago, is that period between here and here is actually here and here.
Hmm.
It's not, they're not, or rather it's as a shorter amount of time. And so, for instance, 2,000 years ago, by the way that we're shown it, was actually only like a couple hundred years, which is a big statement, I realize. Anyway, on top of the fact that they've added new calendars, the whole basis of a calendar, if you follow this back in a historical way, you'll see that the base of most calendars that we use today are based on a calendar of taxation. By changing the way that they wrote the calendar, they could they could ensure that the peasants or the people who were responsible for paying these other people, even though they shouldn't have been responsible, right, would pay them on time. That's why they changed calendars to the way they are. As a result, the original reckoning of time has been misplaced. And these reckoning of time were based on celestial knowledge that was passed down to us by ancestors that are told time and time again, no matter what culture you look at, they were beings from the stars. Elohim means those who come from the stars, plural. Like that's just one account of that. Anyway, I'll let you go. I could tell you have something to add. I don't need to keep going.
No, no, I'm laughing because it sounds like you're typing, and it sounds like you're,
I was
you.
stirring I have,
No, you know how when you're online with someone and
uh,
they're typing,
I was
They're
spiritually
taking your
kind of
booking.
and it was getting clumpy. I was spiritually in an orange juice.
Okay, so calendar is to it's a call lantern. So it's it's calling the ones that can hear. And the measurement is Marta, and the measurement is me, sure. So
Ooh,
it's a banking. You always talked about the dams and the banks, the shore. And so a mantra is us matter of facting it sort of thing. So you're grounding it in. That's what a calendar is. It's a measure of a call lander, which is us. We're the call landers because we've landed here.
right.
So that's why when you say this calendar and this calendar, you're talking about realms now. So you're going that realm, this realm. So you start bringing up multiple realms in a discussion, you're collapsing time. You're
Right.
giving time what time deserves, and time deserves attention, acknowledgement, and measurement, which is matra, mata. That's what time wants. That's it. That's
Wow.
time just wants once you measure time, there's no more human race. There is no time because you go, well, which time are we talking about now?
Yeah.
Which is what I do when I look at my phone. I'm like, which time's that one? Hang on a second, that's not right. My watch says something different because there's multiple timelines going on. For
Hmm.
everyone, it's just whether you see it or not.
Right.
And this is why I
Right.
bring up wording because wording is different in every timeline.
Right.
And beings are different in every timeline. So what we class as the greys or something in this timeline, over there, they don't class them as that because they got different, like what they called man here isn't what they called man there.
Right.
What they call a witch here isn't a witch there.
Yeah.
Which is which literally is, it's like that. That's what it's like. And it's confusion, confusion, confusion. Or is it just the confusing, like you said, nothing seems real, is because it isn't, because it depends on what timeline you're on.
Right.
Because on
Right.
one, it says it's not real, and this one says it is real. So, and then you've got the word Israel.
Right.
Where's all the conflict? Where's all the, the weird stories that aren't possibly all true? Is
Yeah.
Israel. Derail them. Derail the guides.
Right.
And that's exactly what you're talking about, Mila. It's like I hear your words and I go, well, she's just described the whole time frame. She's just summed it all up. And that's what's happening to it. And then the way I don't know what to call them anymore, elites, puppeteers or controllers or whoever's seems to have a little bit more of a handle than we do.
Yeah.
They know this information. That's why they put it in the news. They're
Yeah.
like remote viewing it or something. I don't know, but they know what to put in to manipulate the the mass of us.
Yeah. In fact, that's been, you know, something that was consistent. Rose Matter, I see your question. We'll go to it. I promise. I have it started. Um, by the way, if anyone has any questions, just type it in the comments and I'll star it and we'll get to it. Um, is this thing about those? I don't really like talking this way exactly because it implies like bad guys, good guys, and I don't see it that way. Like I'm not choosing to do any acts that would be against somebody, but I don't see them anyway like that. Um, is that uh, the individuals that we are talking about are usually very focused and believing in what they call karma, and the way that karma is that in order to avoid karma, you have to tell people what you're going to do. You have to tell people what you're doing. And that's done through the media. That's done through movies, TV, radio. Otherwise, it ripples back to them like a boomerang. And
Mila, I did not know that. That's
yeah,
huge.
yeah, they
That
have to tell you,
explains so much. I mean, I knew they had to act it out for the
right?
full completion of arcing, but I didn't know that. Wow,
Yeah,
that makes
that's
so much sense. Wow, that's just blown me away.
and that's why so much of what we see in movies and stuff is referred to by individuals kind of like deciphering these things. It's like it's right there, it's right there, it's right there. Well, and then we have the little ones in our lives that are the ones that are like um they bring the code to us, like to our awareness. And in the space of 48 hours, I was having a conversation or engaging with my daughter regarding three very specific things. And one of them was called Tomorrowland, which the premise of the movie is that if they send out a signal of an alternate story where things are like devastation and unpleasantness and stuff, if you send it out on the signal, enough people will accept that as their reality and begin to manifest it. It's in this movie called Tomorrowland. It's a Disney movie that it has to be out there to tell us. And then she was talking about the A Wrinkle in Time and how you can move through these places and find yourself on the other side of these dimensional frequencies. It was like watered down later on and turned into a movie, I think. But this concept of like using the tesseract, what fueled the tesseract was love. Only someone who was in a place of love could make the tesseract work, and um, that which is not of love fed off of that. It grew from that, and then accidentally, all of a sudden, we're watching this movie called The Fifth Element, where the beginning of the movie, if you feed it, if you shoot it, it would expand and overwhelm. And like the visual example of fear was this dripping of black that was coming from his crown chakra. All of this happened all in this really short window of time. Now, I know this sounds like one of those jokes that you see, the memes of that guy. He's all freaked out and like bent over, and there's all these graphs on the wall, and it's like, well, you know what? These things are brought in a series of events just to line up like a one straight conversation to show you something. So we know this. We didn't realize it on the level of what we've been doing, perhaps, but when you turn on the news, you feel like crap. All of a sudden, you're invested in something that is not in alignment for you. All of a sudden, there's fear and there's anxiety and there's, oh no, what's going to happen tomorrow? And often we'll find out about certain things. And everybody that we know also watched a different news, but they heard the exact same words. I've seen some of these, like they put them all together like a collage of videos on the screen, having them speak the same time, and they're all saying the same script all over the whole country because the news is owned by one or two people, maybe three, right? And so they're telling what they want to have happen. What is the main moneymaker of the people that we're talking about? War, conflict. That's what it is. And so if they can get us to manifest it, it'll make them money. And it's bringing our frequency down, and then they can draw off of it.
Well,
So,
so yes, it's money, but
right,
money is man-knee, so it's prayer, and it's to bring you to your knees. But money is sense, and so this is how they've tricked you: is they've created money, because there was no money.
Right,
There
right,
was no money, was it was trading. You would have fair trade, and this is why I say if you can um, let go of the money system as well, which is hooked into time. Once you let go of those two big ones in our timeline, it's going to really shift quickly for you, because what will happen is gifts will just appear, because you're not saying, well, I don't really want that because that's not worth much money. Whereas when you start accepting
right,
the small first, the gifts, the little bird, the beautiful cloud that's looks like a craft, you know, like start accepting the small gifts, then the big ones come.
yeah,
And so then you're accepting sense. So you're accepting the sense of the bird. You're accepting the sense of people that you listen to online. You're accepting sense. You're not being fed. And what do they do with devices? They're feeding you. They're keeping you in a hypnosis type state because you're just scrolling. And
right,
it's addictive. They can make us addictive. What is sugar? What is glucose? Addictive. Everything that is addictive is a dictator, and it's added to you so that they can dictate you. You've become a slave to yourself. It's
yeah,
weird. And
yeah,
I say, okay, so you got to pull back from that. And so you got to do those alien exercises. You got to ground yourself. You got to do all these things so you come back into your senses.
yeah,
The word transverse is basically a verse is something repeated. A verse is a virus. A verse is, that's what a virus is. A virus is something via us repeating. Once you know their circuit, once you know their circuit and how they work, humans change faster than the circuit.
oh
So
yeah,
you can
oh yeah,
break the cycle. Are you getting this, Mila?
right, yeah,
So, so you break the cycle. And then now you're starting to break calendars, the call landers, because now you can go, that's that calendar, that's that calendar, that's that calendar. Now you're being a call lander of you. You're running your own ship. And this is where you become that person's name, Eat My Stardust, because you are. You're like, I'm here. I am Stardust.
right, yeah,
Yeah. And you get to use these solar flares and astrology and timelines, and you get to use them as gifts now. You get to use them so it helps you have ease and grace.
and then you
It's
get back to
cute,
the ease and
right?
grace and the
I
ease.
know.
Oh, yeah, you
The
reminded me. Guess
ease.
what? There's another comet, and it's called E1. You said it earlier too. You said E, right? It's
Yeah, E1s.
it's not
When
a
does
new.
that one come? Oh, it's not a new one.
It
It's an oldie.
they found it 2 years ago. Sometime it's a C 2024. So Maddie would know. Each one of those
Oh
things
yeah,
deal.
ask Maddie.
Yeah, it's crazy. She knows so much about this stuff. Um, but today, actually, it's something that they have in the whole calendar to follow. Comet C dash 2025 or excuse me 2024 E1 Wort shows. I don't know. WIERZCHOS is the other name for it. It passes perihelion today, and then on the 26th or the 27th for you, Elsa, it will be at its peak brightness. Like,
No, this is Australia Day.
really? On
Yeah.
Australia Day, it's at its peak brightness.
Whoa. This is this is Richard's birthday too. This is weird. Okay, I'm gonna go back because I want to. That's a E1.
Yeah.
Yes, I. It's. Yep, it's happening. It's cool. I'm. Look, I'm not. Honestly. I. When I talk to Mila, it's like I can. Mila's background is my conversation in my head after hearing words come from Mila because I just go, oh my gosh. This is what happens to me. I get such relief, Mila, in talking to you because holding all this information can make me ill too. So um, even I think that's what Little Hawk's like. You got way too much going on there. You better get inside and talk to Mila. And I always send Mila this little message going, "Are you there? Are you, are you there? I know it's really late. Are you there?" Because
And I'm up late, so it works out.
yeah, because I need backup. And so when I say I need backup, which is a post that Mila did, I'm like, I do. I need backup because I need to go up my spine and down, up my spine and down, up my spine and down because I'm like the rest of you. I too have been stood up and I'm running only on 2 feet now, 2 soles, not 4. And I need a hand to work out how to manifest what's going on. Do I tell people? Do I not tell people? Do I offend people? Yeah. And so I need backup from Mila
Yeah.
and Maddie, Professor Maddie, when Professor comes in.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying, like, the more communities start like this, Mila, and then your high vibrations is a really good example, is that it teaches people community, so you can get back on to get through this process because there's not, just because you're at the forefront doesn't mean it's easier. It's just ease and grace in a different way. It means like you've been through that part, but it doesn't mean you've been through the new stuff. The new stuff still is weird, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the weirdest part about right now is it feels like there's been some type of, I wouldn't say exactly predictability, but familiarity with what we've been doing. And then lately, and we've had a few times like this, but not like this, where it's just like, wow, I really feel like we just got off the track or we entered into virgin land, territory that we are unfamiliar with. And like that's where a lot of us are now. I feel like when we moved through, we're ascending from, and we're also ascended from the Kali Yuga. The Kali Yuga was like the crappiest one, right? And everything in spirit's gradual, up and down, in every other direction as well. And so you'll find a gradual motion of it. Though more and more as we move out of that Kali Yuga, it feels like it's like there's a stickiness to a cat's paw that keeps them from like gum almost, and then every time they try to jump to wherever they're going, they've gotten brought back. Maybe they've gotten farther and farther each time, but this is the time where that gum snapped and we actually did land on the other surface, and now we're like not even sure to trust it, and because we've been attempting to try or been moving toward this for so long, we've forgotten to expect it to happen. you know
Well, that's the other one is who do you trust, and that's why I say the best way to work out who to trust for where you're at is
yeah,
just sort of be quiet with it, or don't watch that person for a bit, and then if you still feel that calling to watch them, um, look at, is it an addiction, or is it
mhm,
actually creating new in me? Because if it's an addiction, it will be a cycle. Same
right,
cycle. It's just feeding you like this. But if it's actually making things happen new for you,
yeah,
and sometimes the new things feel icky, like that kitten with the sticky paws, but if it's new, it's helping you find your way. Whereas if it's
yeah,
a circuit, it's an addiction.
yeah,
Yeah. And so
yeah,
then maybe you're still not sure if it is or it isn't. So do some exercise, go outside, go for a walk, and if you get a calling to be with someone or meet someone or do something, this is your calling. You are a call lander. So now you're
yeah.
creating your own calendar. So you're creating your own timeline. It's so cute.
And my calendar's literally out drying right now. It's so funny. That's literally, I thought that when I was walking through the kitchen on my way into here, I was like, I should put that away. I'm like, no, let's let it dry a little longer.
Mm. Did anyone have? I didn't. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
I
scroll
actually,
through.
I'm going to go to a question. So if you have a question, please write it in the comments and we're going to answer some questions. Um, there's a variety of things that you can ask, you know. So Rose Matter 44 says, Mila and Elsa, um, I have a question about wireless earbuds and how damaging they are. We're talking about Bluetooth earbuds. Curious whether I should get the wired headphones instead. I'm going to let Elsa take this with the response that I have corded ones for a reason.
Well, I found that. Well, Rose, you're very clever. You tapped into me this week. I have been doing ear candling a lot and realised that my earbuds, which are similar to Mila's, is a cord, is in causing infection in my ear. Because what's happening is it's making my ear warm.
Ah,
And I already have possibly a weak ear from a childhood, and it's making, so I'm pulling rocks out my head when I'm candling. The kids think it's disgusting. I think it's disgusting. And literally, they're like, "You're pulling rocks out your head. Is that your brain coming out?" That's what they
yeah.
keep saying. You're pulling out brain cells.
So crazy. Pull
They go,
rocks out of there.
yeah, but like 3 or 4 massive rocks are coming out of my head, and it's a bit concerning. But I realise it's actually from these. So again, it comes to moderation. But I didn't know this a week prior, Rose or Mila. I didn't know. So Mila and I would have to be careful because if we've got these in too long, it creates a different habitat in our ear.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, then what happens is the infection goes to your tooth, which
Right.
is possibly, and then it can come down your throat. So again, moderation and doing all the
So you're
cleansers
talking
and
about any earbuds, corded or not.
yeah. So you got that. So because you're changing the temperature, you're changing the ecosystem of your ear because it's very sensitive in there. It's a bit like when you take the dog and he puts his head underwater. The way their ear works, they can't handle water in the ear, and you see them. They always walk like this. Anyway, so I didn't know that until this week. So very good, Rose. You've tapped in. But the other one, the ones that aren't on a cord, my goodness, if you put an EMF meter near it, oh, I tell
Yeah,
our kids not. A couple of our kids use them, and I'm just, we just, I will not say anything. I say stuff because it's, well, because you've got two in as well. It's creating a circuit in your head.
right.
Yeah. And it's literally creates an antenna on our antennas
Yeah.
because what it does is it's continually signaling back to home base, whereas the cord ones are not. So
Yeah.
the cordless ones, which do I find like I've found people use them in such clever ways, but yeah, again, limit your time if you can, if you really have to use the cordless ones. But it's not only creating the ecosystem for the temperature thing,
Right.
which is what the cord ones are doing, but then it's got the signaling,
Right.
and that will be damaging your cells. There's no way that EMF damages your cells. Now, all cells repair, but if you're doing it a lot, it won't have time to repair.
Yeah.
And then if you're around EMF when you go to sleep, like you have your phone near your bed, can you see what's happening?
Oh yeah.
You're deteriorating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a real
So,
thing.
yeah. So just again, yeah, if you can moderate it and now that if you've heard these words that we've shared, like monitor it in yourself. Don't listen to me. Monitor it in yourself. See if you're getting a sore throat on after you use them, or a wet ear. That's what I get. I get a wet ear first. That's usually a sign of infection.
Right.
Ways around it is we also practice tipping peroxide in our ear. Please Google search how to do it, and but we've been doing that for years, and that instantly. And sometimes you'll feel the peroxide go down your throat, and that does help. But yeah, I hope I answered that.
I
Okay.
have a response to this too, though I'm just going to jump in about, and I have it up on my phone. You may or may not see it because this is her face. Oh, you can't see it. Anyway, this woman's name was Hedy Lamarr. In the War II window of time, she invented Wi-Fi. She invented the system that would later be used for Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and GPS. This system was created as a disruptive signal to break down in 1942, to break down the consciousness and focus, as well as cause insanity in people in order to, it was a war mechanism. And then they started to use Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. Remember the Bluetooth thing? Everybody always had that look. It always drove me crazy. The blinking blue thing hanging off their face if they were in business. Um, and GPS were all based on this same frequency. Now, just keeping that in mind, what it was developed for, and it is and was later used for something different, doesn't mean that it takes away or makes it so it's harmonious for you. And I can hear Bluetooth. It sounds like dial-up. It sounds like Skype used to sound. People would always want to Skype all the time, and like even typing on the Skype program, ugh, I just didn't
Yeah, I
care for
can.
it.
When we would drive from the country to the city, I can hear the vibe of that was before Bluetooth. But
Mm.
with Bluetooth, it has another frequency added to it. So you have the
Yeah.
hum of the city, the hum of the consciousness, hum of air conditioners and all this. But then it goes to another level. Mila, it's Bluetooth. Why? It's they're pegging the ones that say blue. It's that they have named that Bluetooth for a
Oh my
reason. They're,
goodness.
it's a
You should
peg.
explain what this means. Would you mind?
It's a peg. They've Bluetoothed us. They're stopping it. So they've stopped it in, look, ready? So we've got you'll have to watch older shows to understand this, but this is a collar band, literally a collar. So it's a band. So they've turned off some of the colors that we can see, and they're pegging our Bluetooth.
Making you big so they can see what you're doing.
Yeah, so they peg your Bluetooth in you, and you have a color band here. So they're trying to stop the color. The color of blue is literally a magic trick. So they're trying to stop the magic in us.
Right.
Yeah, with
And what is the blue? Like, would you elaborate? So what
okay.
happened? Should I just, you
You
just
tell
do
it. You
whatever
tell
you,
it because it's cute.
okay. Okay. So, um, if you go back just a little while, in fact, it's most clear and most common to notice it. Like if you go back to like the things from the 1500s and stuff and before. However, no one was ever had a, no one had a color to mean blue. And if you look through all of this stuff, they talked about the Black Sea, the gray sea, the gray skies. Hey, it's 222 right now. Um, if you go back on all these different things, you'll notice this. And if you look at it, you'll see that the coming ones, the ones that were coming from the north that were bringing the knowledge, sometimes it's called the three wise men. Sometimes it was the wandering wizard. Sometimes, it was like, so like in Egyptian stories, you have Thoth, you have, these different beings that have animal like heads. Every culture has the coming of somebody bringing civilization and knowledge, and they always brought with them blue. What was fascinating is that we evolved the ability to see blue only within the past couple hundred years. And if you look at it, it's even in the Bible a couple of times. And one of those references is that Jesus says, "Those with the eyes to see." It's something to note that when I read things, I can see the truth of them based on the level of blue that font comes out as. Not that any of these blue, but there's a glow that comes out that spirit shows to me, and it means something.
Well,
Um,
it's the blueprint. It's also a secret code that the Egyptians would paint with lapis Lopez. I'm probably saying
Lapis
it wrong.
lazuli.
That's it. They would paint in that because they knew the others couldn't see it because they only painted in black, white, red, yellow. And
Right.
you go back and look at all history, you have a look at the colours they use. They're the colours they use because they couldn't see blue. But the Hopi knew the blue ones were coming, which was us. They're remote viewing us.
Right.
So to see blueprint or to be an animal that has blue is you have to see blue. So once you, this is with even the word see blue, like it's blue. To see blue is a magic trick. So the peacock actually isn't blue. It's light light reflection
Yeah.
in the shape of a pine tree. That's when you look at how it reflects. It's a choice.
Right.
So when you realize to see, so
Point.
blue is the word true. It's the same word,
Uh-huh,
but
uh-huh.
so blue true. And blue true means law, and law means fragile. These are the same words in different realms. It means fur, literally fur. So once you understand that word and you start to see it through all the different history, all the different calendars, you'll see it. And I think it was, like Mila said, the 15 to the 1800s, I'm not sure what timeline, but in France they had the blue chronicles where they talked openly about it. They shut it down, obviously, but it was a newspaper that came out for all the ones that could see blue.
Wow.
They didn't even have blue paint. Denim was in that time frame of this newspaper. They had to create this paint, which is from another source. There's only one animal that has naturally got blue, and it's a moth.
Right.
But that's it. That's the only animal. All the others have created
The
it.
trick of the eye.
Yeah. So they're
Yeah.
magi ones. So they
Like the
so
blue
the ones
bird.
that
It's not
yeah
actually blue.
no.
Yeah.
And you can research it. It's a light so the ones that can see blue, see the blueprints, see true. And they
Right.
knew we were coming. They knew all of us were coming. Many cultures knew that we were coming because they were magi ones. They remote viewed us. They didn't even know what blue was. Imagine not knowing a color, but remote viewing it. How do you
Yeah.
talk about it?
How do you explain what you saw? It's the same as seeing at night because there's a different color at night when
Mm,
it's not being lit by the moon, or I mean a dark night, you
mm.
know, which is another name of another movie. Interesting. But anyway, um, is that it has this, I guess that's ultraviolet. It
Yeah.
has this kind of
Well,
it
ultraviolet, it's infrared as well. Ultraviolet and infrared are the same. They've just changed
blue
it.
and
It's
red
like
too.
dinosaur. Yeah. Well, it's like dinosaur and dragon is the same.
Yeah.
It just depends on how you're talking about it and who you're talking about it to. So
Right.
can you see so the trickery? So that's why when Mila says, everything's not so, what you've just got to be really, you literally have to be understanding, open-minded, and willing to accept all. It's a lot to
Yeah.
ask, really.
It's a lot.
That's why you got
It
to
is
do the alien exercise. 'Cause it's a
yeah.
lot. What are you
Shake it
guys
out,
asking?
move around. Even if you can't emulate that great, you can lay on your back and wiggle, lay or dance
Yeah.
in your chair, make some kind of motion. It helps so much. And blue, blue, blue. This is another thing is that people who are only a little bit colorblind, even those who some and it's always the blue that's missing first. Seeing the color blue is still really common not to be able to see blue. And this whole joke was back in my history. I had a little blue car, a little blue Tercel. I love my 1994 Tercel. And that was like, anyway, I had a friend who couldn't see blue, and I remember him coming, and he came in to talk to me, and I was like, how'd you know I was here? And he's like, I saw your car. And I was like, how? It was a joke, because like, I was like, it's like Wonder Woman looking for her airplane in the airport, you know. I never knew how she found her airplane either. But who's to say that Wonder Woman's airplane wasn't just blue? Some
Or a
things are.
craft cloud. Well, oh, it's Superman, Wonder Woman, Spider-Man. Are you getting all these names, Mila? Like,
Yeah.
they got Lasso, Gold
Oh, and the Dark
Lasso,
Knight is Batman.
Crypt Batman. Seriously, you couldn't have picked any different animals. Catwoman, like all of those ones. Really, are they superheroes or are they, Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, yeah, blue's a big topic, but I'm when I started Spin Beings, everything had to be blue, and even when I post things up, people will do these beautiful, promos, and I have to change
Then
it
you
to
darken it
blue.
and make it blue.
I don't know. I never used to be like this, but ever since Spin Beings, I started Spin Beings. I had to change it to blue. Yeah,
That
it's
makes
funny.
sense.
It was like I had to have that, and
Yeah.
I didn't know about blue until I met Mila, and she just did one of those. By the way, I was like,
Yeah.
what? What? Yeah,
Yeah, it's
but
very
because
fast.
of that, yeah, well, because of that, I was able to chat with Neff on a different level too.
Yeah.
She's like, you get it now? Really? How long
Yeah.
does it take? Well, send in the smiley one. She'll get it then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and if you think about it, it's the invisible ink of spirit. If
Yeah.
you're not ready to see it, you won't see it. And it
Yeah.
doesn't mean there's something wrong with you or you're doing anything wrong. And it's just that you're not, it's
It's
not
your,
meant to.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, it's not that you're doing anything wrong. It's just maybe you got to do other stuff without seeing blue. So you
First.
have that information first. Like everyone thinks, oh, well, I'm not this and I'm not that. And he's like, hang on, I've got my own thing going. I've got my own star seed stuff going on. So I've got to do it this way.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
then I'll be ready to meet that one already. And then you start to realize that you're not random and you do have a path, and you just got to now walk it and allow it, walk it and allow it. And this is where, like Mila said, it arcs in. It goes to the feminine, then it goes through heaven, and then the masculine, and then it keeps arcing in us.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just a bit trickier because we're arcing only on 2,
Right.
not 4. And maybe that's why we need the horse, which is the horse brought us to
We're
this
44 people
stage.
here.
Well, the horse brought us to this stage in our evolution, and now the horse is taking us back. Not backwards, but back to who we are before all the distractions of the evolution of trains and, cars and material things. The horse is guiding us literally back to ourselves.
Right.
Mm.
I just included Facebook. I didn't realize it wasn't streaming to Facebook this whole time. So if you're just joining in,
Hi.
we're an hour and 18 minutes into a conversation. I did post the link to this onto the Facebook platform earlier on. So you can find the whole video on YouTube. Sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, we're talking about some really cool stuff right now, and we're getting into should we actually go to a question?
Yeah. It's so rare.
Like,
So
should we
funny.
stick with
Should we
like?
actually go to
Yeah, well, no, I didn't mean like that. Yeah, I was just like, but
Yeah.
okay. This is a really fascinating one that I've been experiencing. Eat My Stardust. This is a 2-part, so this is part of it. Eat My Stardust says, is anyone else experiencing others twitching, glitching, and sometimes popping on and off around them, or they can barely function around you. Um, I've actually been seeing this phenomenon, and I'll let Elsa go into it a little bit too. I bet you have some input. That yes, in fact, it's very fascinating because I'm in my garden and I have like you could see the streets and stuff. There's nothing between me and where this person is running or riding their bike, or walking. There are people that's really regular. People will walk around and stuff, right? And I'm not like staring at them, but I'm like looking in that direction and they happen into my line of sight and then they disappear. They full on disappear. And for a minute, it looks kind of like a mirage, that ooh kind of thing. It really freaking does. Nothing's in my way. They're not walking behind a car, all this stuff. And then I find myself now it's not out of panic. I'm excited. It's 2, 3, 4 right now. um, it's not in a panic. I'm just like, where'd they go? And so then I'm searching for them, and they'll reappear where they should have been. Meaning, if they kept walking in front of me, if they didn't disappear in this place, they would be here, and that's where they reappear at. Like, and also, I'm having people straight up not see me, just not see me, and I startle them. Like I'm right in front of their face, like literally right in front of them, and then like I startle them, and they're like, "Whoa, I didn't see you there. Hi, how are you? You scared me. Where'd you come from?" I'm like, "What do you mean where I come from? I was right here." And then the other thing is, this is something that's been happening for a couple of years, really, but more and more lately than before, is that I'll be like in a public situation, like I'm at the shops or we're going for a walk or something. And like there'll be somebody within my audible range that you can hear them remark to themselves. They'll be looking at me and they'll like mumble to themselves, "Are you real?" Like they're like what someone would say if they were looking at a spirit. Not like, "Are you real, girlfriend?" Like being like that. Like instead, it's just like, "Are you real? Is this really happening? Am I really seeing you?" And it's been so remarkable to watch this happen. And also, I am also noticing around the time that I'm noticing it more, it does seem to uh like there's some type of weird backfiring kind of thing that people experience around me. Sometimes I'll get near to somebody, and just being in their vicinity, you can feel their anger come up. Like like our energy's freaking them out. So anyway, there's all of that. So do you have anything you want to add about that, Elsa?
All right. Well, so when you're collapsing time, then you have to go beyond, before, after, future, and all those words mean to be present with sense. So where are you present with sense? So someone who is in in mind chatter or scrolling a phone, same thing. Then all of a sudden, Mila's there.
Yeah.
You were always present, but they were not. So you're there.
Right. Right.
But they just missed it. So you're missing the show. And that's what I keep saying to people, you've missed the show. And people say, oh, the kids have grown up so fast. I go, no, they haven't. They've taken forever to grow up. And they go, no, but my life, they've gone up too fast. And I said, because you haven't been present. Start being present right now. But they're older now. Just start now. It doesn't matter. Just start now. The way you be present is just be. You don't have to do anything. You're just being there with each other. And it's if you've always been there and they're coming back into it, it shudders them. And this is what the Hopis talk about. They talk about the ones who are getting quaked. You're literally having an earthquake in yourself because you're coming in. It's like you're being reborn into your whole body. Your whole body's on default mode, really.
Right.
and your whole body's functioning, and your heart, you're lucky because your heart's still beating and you're breathing and you're still walking, but you're literally a, a spaceship or a starseed walking around on default. And you'll hear many shows and things like this talk about the sleepers, the unawake, all that, because their body is on default. It's in hold phase.
Yeah.
Now, you can't keep your body in hold phase for too many years
Right.
because then it starts to get bored and goes, all right, well, this isn't any fun. I'm going to have an illness. I'm going to have this. I'm going to have that. And it's trying to connect to your consciousness. The consciousness is the ta, or the will, which is the energy that first got you here.
Yeah.
So it's an intelligence. So your body is saying, I really miss the intelligent starseed that started all of us. It's like your body is going, the starship or the car is saying, I miss you. Can you come and can't we go for a drive together like we used to?
Yeah.
Can't we go to the park? We used to go to the park. You know, we used to go shopping together. Why can't you come back in? And when you're coming back in, there's others inside us who have been enjoying the car.
Yeah.
Now you're going to make those ones mad because they've had a run of the ship, and then now you're coming in with the car keys.
Yeah.
They're not going to like it, so you got to get rid of them or bring them into a balance in us. Because they've been quite happy. They're in there. They got their arms on the couch. They got the remote. They're really comfy in there. And then you come back into yourself. It's like you're the mum coming in the door going, clean up this mess, clean up that mess. And you can see
Yeah.
they don't like it. They don't want to clean up their mess. They don't want to. They're comfy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And
it's the way you described it, seeing how people are reacting to you is, you. I never thought of the ones that were awakened would shudder the others, but that's what's happening. You're shuddering them to
yeah.
wake up. It's like wake up, wake up.
Right.
But you're not doing anything. You're just doing about your day.
Right. I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm like, ha 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 ha, but like, yeah, excellent. But like, I mean, I don't see a button and try to push it. I'm noticing this kind of conflict-ish kind of stuff happening lately in a way that, is just kind of startling, where it's just like, wow, that person just got really upset just now. And, and I'll observe it for a minute, and then I'll be like, I'm done right now, but we're not in conflict, but that was a whole lot of something. And it's not on purpose. I'm not trying to poke somebody with a stick. You know what I mean? It's just, but this is really fascinating too. And this is not saying that this is the case in every situation, though we all at different times, it's just like you have to wipe your feet when you walk in the house. You're going to collect some energies when you're doing your strolls in the yonder, like going to shops and things. You're going to have all different kinds of energy out there. And in some cases, that energy comes home. And when it comes home, it can be on you for a little bit until we do some type of cleansing. Anyhow, what's fascinating is people who, particularly Elsa, people who are engaged in some form of addiction. This isn't only the only case, but most often when this happens, I'll later discover that individual is, it uses drugs of some kind, like, anyhow, these things that look like the shape and size of a ferret, but it's like a shadow. And they'll start to come toward me because they're walking past where I'm sitting on a bench. And As they're coming closer, about 30 feet away, all of a sudden, these little guys start to freak out and they start to wiggle around and move around, and these shadows, like, and usually it's from here to the throat is where they get really upset and moving around, these little ferret things. And then you can see simultaneously the look in the person's eyes. They're first they look scared, and then when they spot me, then it turns into anger. And we know that there's two root emotions. There's fear and love, right? And then there's a spectrum in between. And very close to fear is anger. Anyway, you'll see this, and they'll become like upset until they're at least 30 feet away from me. And then that you can see their shoulders kind of calm. People who frequent the path of where I sit on the bench, over time, those ferret things, there's less and less of them. So we're actually helping without doing anything, but just going to wherever the location is that you're called to sit and to just be. It's helping. But that's what I can see energetically when some people can't see that. That's a reaction to, this is fear. These things feel like fear. They feel like that Monsters Inc. movie that draws fear as sustenance. You know what I mean?
So you're present.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're a gift, and that's
Fact.
why I'm saying you're not random. You're a gift. You are there for that whoever crosses your path, and vice versa. Vice versa. Vice. So vice is present. Verse us, and so it's in us, via us, to recite.
Yeah.
So the gift is in us to recite. And this is why they have Hollywood. So you keep reciting something to someone on television. So we tell the vision in her. You tell a vision in us, so then you can make them all do this. And so, yeah. So this is it's a great topic, Mila, and it's something so simple, but it is happening. And I used to get upset when people would get upset with me, but now I realise it is what it is, and maybe I'm meant to see something in them, but if they get uncomfortable with me being me, that's kind of like, okay, well, that's okay. I'm meant to see that reaction, so then I'll know that. So they're a gift to me as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like literally, I'd say, oh, it's just training.
Right.
So training is on rails, so they're guiding us. So the ones who are on default are the ones that are training the others.
Yeah.
So you can't say, oh, that's them. You got to say, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, because you helped me be me. Thank
Yeah.
you for and you can't make someone do something. I think that's like a law in the commandments. You can't make someone do something. They've got to consciously want to be present and do it. So, when someone blames you for something, they're in that way.
Like that,
They're
you
trying to
made
train
me
you.
mad.
Yeah,
I did.
you made
I'm
me
powerful.
mad, and you go, well, first of all, by saying that, they've given their own star seed energy away, but you were meant to see that, so yeah, so
Yeah.
it does sound complicated, but it does. Yeah, the complication goes simpler and simpler and simpler. Doesn't it, like when we talk, it always goes back to the same thing, and you go, really? Okay, so, but
Yeah.
it is complicated. It was meant to be what you see the English language. It is complicated
On purpose.
on purpose. Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And just like you said, that was actually a real big eye opener thing was this. I kept being given this thing. Spirit kept reminding me to remove my consent from manipulation. Like, remove your consent, and to straight up say it. So, I've found my harmonious balance for now. I find that I need to adjust it regularly based on where I am. Though the in a nutshell, part of it is when someone tries to cast my emotion for me. They're trying to weave my emotion for me. You made me mad, you made me sad, you made me happy. I can't make anybody anything, ever. That's not what's possible. And but the fun thing was, there's this lady, she's like, you made me mad. And I was like, I mean, I can't make anybody anything. So I was just listening, whatever. She's good now. And then she needed an apology. And an apology for me having a good day and gardening. And it bothered her because she was having a bad day. And most of the time in previous, this is years ago, but most of the time in my previous, years, I would socially feel obligated to apologize. But I'm actively working to not apologize for anything. It does not mean that I'm not going to choose to correct my behavior based on whatever works for harmony and balance. But to say that someone is sorry it's lowering that person. And so anyway, she kept, aren't you going to apologize? She was apologizing to me, but like in order to get me to apologize. And I said, I don't consent to your manipulation. I love you, and when you're done, let me know. And I did not intend to upset her. But when I walked away and kept walking, something shifted for that person. Yeah, it was a little louder and bigger than maybe it was enjoyable to do. But I was truly expanding the love around me as a bubble for my own protection as well. Is that really helped everybody in the story? I'm telling this story because that was my first experiment. That was 6 or 7 years ago, and like that was so profound for me. And I can tell you, walking back to my apartment right then, when I was, I'm sending you. Oops, connection lost, reconnecting. That was funny that happened. Anyhow.
You just do what you said with when you're walking and someone zaps in front. It's like, let's do it on a show now. See, it happens all the time. Well, yeah, I agree with everything you've said. I do. Yeah. It takes, you got to practice to do it. Because your natural instinct is to get all tangled up with them, and you don't have to.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to invest yourself.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
Gift in German means poison.
I know, right?
Isn't that funny?
Yeah. Well, to be present is present, so you're already here.
Yeah.
It's just, do you know you're here? That's a big question. That's like in the movies where they look in the water and go, "Who am I?"
Yeah.
Who am I? You're the ship. So get on board and run your ship. Don't let the other guys run it. Start running your ship. Who's running your ship? Where's that feeling coming from? Is it being a reacting? Am I reacting? Is this feeling coming from deep within, or is it a stored emotion? Is it coming from a past life? Is it coming from the stars? Work out where the feelings are coming from. How are you going to do that? By being present.
Yeah.
By saying, is this a memory of a habit that I feel comfortable with, or is this something I actually want to do?
Yeah.
Is it an addiction? Like, start questioning who you are to yourself. And it might be a dark rabbit hole. It might be a great rabbit hole, but if you got to, your body wants you to feel sense. And Mila said something to me. She said, man is going to lose all the money or something. It
Yeah.
was a prophecy. You said man's going to lose all the money. And I said, it's not money he's losing his senses.
Yeah.
And it's your soul is present and their soul is not. And their soul's angry. Their soul's not angry with Mila. Their soul's angry with them.
Yeah.
And if you can cut, and they, Eckhart Tolle talks about this, if you can catch that anger moment in yourself, you're on what you're seeing it. You're seeing what you're doing, and
Yeah.
then you can, and then you have something to work with now.
Right.
And that's like catching a star. You see something to work with,
And put
which
it
is
in your
yourself,
pocket.
and put it in your pocket.
Yeah. And knowing that this helps too. Like knowing that the reason you're here is that you're capable of doing this. Like there's no question, there's no guesswork here. You're here because of that period, right? There's no, you are powerful, you're mighty, you have this ancient knowledge. You don't need to click anybody to get your ancient DNA code coming online. In fact, the fewer people that we click, the easier it seems to do, because distractions on screens really do, you know, interfere with our aligned,
Interfere. That's so cute.
right?
Interfere. So if you hear yourself, so there's anger, that's one emotion, but if you hear yourself, so anger is angling and anger is anger. So it's you're not seeing the angel of you. That's what anger is. You're not seeing the angel of you or the magic of you or the angle of you. The other one was, what was the other one you said? Oh, it's lost. I've lost it. Oh, I've completely lost it. Oh, see, I'm on another train of thought.
Well,
Oh,
you made me
I
think
haven't
of
got it.
something that was fast. I was trying to look up a archangel spelling, and I typed in archangel, and it turns out there's a new rap artist named Archangel,
Yeah, well,
which I was like, what?
wow. Yeah, so these time lapses that we're having, and you'll see it even in the solar flares. You see it, it breaks.
Yeah,
Like all this energy will be coming through and it breaks, and or it'll go black. And this is part of it. This is the Quakers. It's shuddering.
timeline.
It's timeline shifting, and timeline shifting is um, shuffling everything round in everyone, and
Right,
it does have as below so above, like it's happening in all of us. So it's happening in our environment, and just be aware of it.
right. I should show them again. Just this is something that's happening right now. We are still spiking, though it's not quite as profound as the 10 that we had for a whole hour. We're here at a 6.333. And remember that the people who I find are like my barometer for ascension symptom and the frequency will usually start to contact me around the 4. Once we get up to 4, which is here, and we're all the way up to here, right? Instead of down to 4. Um, Though, if you look at this in a different way and you look at how the 10 days plot, I just wanted to, once again, for those who missed it, to get the idea of, did it not work? There it goes. To get the idea of look at what we're doing right now compared to the past 10 days. I mean, the fact that they had to edit this, because usually the measurement went up to 9, it went up to right here, but they increased 2 more points in order to make room for this
Oh,
huge spike that we've been getting.
oh, now I know. Sorry, I didn't know what you meant. Okay, ready?
Okay.
Here we go. Okay, so we go. You said that's 10 days. So we're installed phase sun, or they called it a stellium in astrology. So you'll see an angle with a spear through it. That's called a stellium. A stallion is stalled ions. Basically, it's a stallion horse with this, he's got a bag full of egg seed. That's what
Right.
stallion is, right? And then we go, it doesn't even let you, it's it's like a city. See how it's a civilization? See how it's a
Yeah.
city? And then we go, we're ready. Guess what color the horse is this year? Fire.
Red.
Now,
Yep.
fire, if you know what fire is blue.
Right.
But if you didn't see blue, it's red. Because you can't see the
Right.
blue. It's light. Mila, this is, you start changing it and applying how we've been talking. We're creating new ways, literally, because I had to add 2 more bars to the chart. Because now we're creating new civilizations here. How
Right.
cool is that? Like, it looks like a city. Like, that could be like New York. And then we're going,
Yeah,
you
like
know
a
what? We're going to have to build
city
some bigger
line.
ones. We're going to build some bigger
And these are
ones
the
now.
skyscrapers,
Yeah.
right?
And they're going, look, we'll build a really big one. And in civilization, what's the race to do in each city? Usually when they build, oh, this is interesting. I've got goose pimples. So this is like the curse of the skyscrapers. Have you ever heard this curse? The curse
No.
of the skyscrapers is usually they'll get the Olympics as well. You've talked about the Olympics a lot because it's the rings.
Yeah.
As soon as a town or a city brags about the biggest skyscraper, they usually go into financial chaos before it's completed.
Yeah.
Even it's a thing. It's a curse of the skyscraper. So whoever has the tallest building, it's like it gets to its peak, and then I think even depression started with the tallest building. They call it the curse of the tallest building. So then that's the elites, I guess, making it happen
Right.
because they see a curse.
Huh.
Yeah. So, like you
Yeah.
said, they have to make it happen. So they go, okay, well, we'll build the tallest building here. How do you know they aren't mimicking the way the solar flares come through for a city?
Yeah. Right.
You can see what it looks like a city, right? How
It does.
it looks like
It totally does.
trading for finance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does.
Yeah, it looks
It
like
looks like Wall Street.
it looks like Wall Street. It looks like a graph that you had to do in school, a measurement. It's a calendar.
Right.
So if you look at the solar flare, it's like a scroll.
Oh my gosh.
Mm.
Oh my
So
gosh. And
what
then
do
you
the
just bought
superheroes do, Mila? The superheroes jump on those. Why? Because they're angels. They're ETs. They're aliens. The reason they're on top is because they are on top because they're seeing the whole picture. They know that and that realm. That's why they're superheroes.
Right.
No one's coming to
They're
save
from,
you because you've got to be it.
and that's what, I mean, the kids have been saying that for a long time. Like, I remember when Maddie was really young, she like always wanted to come to my HQ because in her head, what we're doing is superhero work. The report that we just looked at, by the way, I posted the link for it here in the chat and Facebook on YouTube. And if you look up KP or HP index, HP is every 30 minutes. The KP is a different increment of time. So each strand or each bar represents 30 minutes. So you can see a more updated version. Like sometimes you don't get it but every hour or so. So yeah,
So
the
that's a
superhero
measurement.
reference.
That's a
Sorry.
measurement of time. So by understanding the solar flares and seeing that, like Mila said, it's a measurement. Those bars are a measurement of time. Now,
Yeah.
depending on how much you expand those measurements, is how much time or sense you'll sense in that, and then you'll go to the next bar.
Yeah.
The next
Yeah.
bar. If you look at it, it's also how they build a pyramid. Like, you can't make this stuff up, Mila. You really can't. It is what it is. It is a superhero. And I love that you. I don't know. I'm just trying to think which superhero I want to be. I do
Well,
like the
speaking
one
of,
on Miss Incredibles where she bends a lot.
yeah,
I
yeah,
do like that one.
Elastigirl.
Elastigirl.
Yeah,
I like
Elastigirl.
her. Well, that would
She's
help with the
cool.
alien aerobics.
Right.
I did think
Oh,
Wonder Woman was hot though. Like she comes in and ching ching. Like I loved
she's
Wonder Woman.
cool. So this is the geospace magnetosphere right now, the cut planes. It shows you our ionosphere, basically. You just made me think of this when you said superhero. Because to me, I always looks like one of those comics, boom, bang, kapow, like, but if you go through and you can see a couple of different examples of it, it's fascinating to look at, and just get an idea of it. So you can see the blue is like our ionosphere, and look at the energy as it comes in, bam,
Yeah.
like it
So
really starts to peel
you
away.
add you add to this if you added, which is very clever, add the heartbeat of a baby in the womb
Hmm.
because that's what that is.
All right, like a zygote.
Well, that's this Earth is a cell. That's Earth there, that little halfy. See how
Yeah,
it's half yin, half yang? It's very clever. Um,
yeah,
this is the heart of Earth. So we believe the heart is the spleen. So it's the one that creates the black bile in us, and that's the chessboard in us, and that's what how that represented here on Russia or NASA's thing here, the geospace. So see how it's black and white? It's yin and yang, it's light and day, and it's ebbs and flows. So
right,
if you put the heartbeat, or even a heartbeat of a human to this, it's ebbs and flows.
right,
And it comes back to that drawing with the city, the skyscrapers and stuff. It's like a tide,
right.
higher highs, lower lows. This is trading, finances. This is how astrology works. You have your Mercury retrogrades where it goes dormant, doormat. You're at the
Ooh,
doormat or dormouse. Yeah, you're at the here, and then after the Mercury retrograde, get ready because that door's going to open. Oh, the wind's going to come in, and you're going to have to put your hat on, or you're going to have to run out because it's raining or snowing.
yeah,
Like, I'm just giving house examples, solar flare, and then I'm saying to you, look how it works in our life.
yeah, yeah. And it's as above, so below. That's why they say that. It shows us these things are happening, and
Yeah.
that how consistent they're like. It's in every direction. And if you're super observant, then you'll see
Super.
every.
If you're a super.
Yeah, yeah. If you're super observant, you'll see every example of that message. So it'll be like, man, it's everywhere. Like, remember that movie? What was it? The movie was called 23, number 20, the number 23, the Jim Carrey movie about he kept seeing 23 everywhere. And it was like, they made it look like he was really unhappy about it. But he was having a dark night of the soul, poor guy. That's not how it ends. The story doesn't end that way. That was the discovery. However, if you aren't incredibly observant, if you're not super observant, you'll see one or two examples to help let you know that this is what the answer to that question is. Though if you can see all of them, it's like, wow, it's over the top, and like Kara says also the new Avengers movie comes out this year too. The Avengers is that superhero movie with like Thor and Iron Man and the Shrink guy, whatever, Ant Man
So,
and Hulk.
so to be super is this is weird. Okay, to be super is the main meal of the day in the Bible. It's supper. Okay, so now it goes to digestion. So to digestion is the ones of spirit. This is to digest. To be To be super is to be a measure of time. To be me. Me all. It's Mila.
Yeah.
That's weird, right? It's
Right.
Mila. To be me of all. Be all the me's of you. Oh, that's deep. It's a measure of time.
That's crazy.
So once you understand all the me's in all the different time realms, or all the different ways you can be me, you become complete.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we gather because of another meaning for for Mila means to gather with many.
Yeah. So then you're able to share, and then you go to sleep, and you rise and set, and do it all again the next day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but you need to. It's easier to do if you're a circle, not a triangle one. Because if you're a triangle one, there's peaks and there's big slides down to the bottom over here. Whereas when
Hmm.
you complete it, like the background there, it's a little easier. But if you're the triangle, you have to go to these peaks. Then you got to, you see, you're at the top of the building. Then you got to fall. You got to wait for the superhero to come and get you. You got to do it
Yeah.
again. And you go up, and they're sharp. It's sharp. Whereas you can do it that way, but it is nicer feeling doing it this way, which is the
The
golden compass
point.
of you.
The movie again.
The point. That's what I'm talking about. The point.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that means super, supper, super. That's
That's
super
fun.
is the measure of me. God, talk about going a complete spin, Miller.
I know, right?
From the show, right? I feel
This has
I
been a
feel
fun
enlightened.
conversation.
It's just look. It
I'm
me
thinking,
means sense.
oh yeah.
Me means sense. Yeah.
Let's see. Here
So
we
it
go.
always comes
Check
back
this
to the
out.
same thing.
It does. It seems to always circle back, but it's supposed to, I believe. Isn't this a fun image? This map is from 15. Oh, I can't see it anymore. Where'd it go? 1567 or 97. I can't. So, but isn't this interesting? This flashed in my head when you were just speaking, which is why we're looking at it. Of course, there's a chronosphere right here. There's
Yeah, golden
also a
compasses.
compass right here.
Yeah.
And as above, so below.
Symbol.
There are
Yeah.
13 astrological signs above, which the horses like ride in the foreground there. And then
Mm.
there's 13 below. And
Yeah.
so I'm just saying,
Yeah. Well, but
what you
then
were
we
just
talked
talking
about
about, I
this,
saw.
right? Sorry,
Go ahead.
Miller. I
No,
cut you.
you please go.
So on the reality or the globe, the bigger ones, guess who they have? It's a cod, or a lungfish, or what's the
Right.
I've forgotten the name of it.
Salmon.
But it's here, huh?
The
No,
salmon.
there's another name. Oh, salmon. Yeah, well, they're all the same family.
Right.
The oarfish.
Oh, right. The oarfish, the doomsday fish.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's not many
Right.
other creatures on these two big. So in reality, we're going to give them a ship and a fish. That's it. We'll keep all the other beings in the other realms.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
normally they put all of them on there. Look, see, there's nothing on there. Have they taken them off? I don't know. What's those squirrely things everywhere? Like,
I know.
can you
This
see
thing
what
right.
they've. Yeah,
Yeah.
so. But around the whole two big circles, there's a lot of animals, but they're not in this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
Like they're held apart. They're like in
Yeah,
their own. Oh, there it is. 1595, I believe is what it says.
yeah. But there's a
Yeah.
lot going on around the whole thing, right? And then why do they have a golden compass at the top? And then
Yeah.
down below, they have a compass.
Because the chronosphere is known for time, right? And this is known for direction. And if you, oh, you know what? Let's flip it. Is
Flip
that the
the
right way to
ship.
flip it?
Yeah, flip
So,
the ship.
and they also tell us a lot of times they'll mention that if you go If you these older maps would say that north that we the due north that with the direction that's up was actually east, right? So like all that is all mixed up too. But
Yeah. Well, when one of the rabbit holes is the flat Earth, and there's a great gentleman that speaks about it, and he's very matter of fact about it as well. And he talks about the flat Earth. But when you start trying to work as a photographer, it doesn't make sense how the horizon works.
right,
And they've got ways you can test it in a plane. It's
yeah,
cool, and you can test it in a plane. You can test it with photography. It doesn't make sense.
uh,
So then you go, if that doesn't make sense, how can I make sense in me? So if everything's a lie, how do you make sense in me? And then you gotta listen to yourself, listen to the nature, listen to, because it doesn't make sense. So if it doesn't make sense, it's trying to tell you something, right?
yeah,
If your
yeah.
world's collapsing, it's trying to tell you something.
And it's basically letting us know that we're here now, but everybody has a different one. There's I keep not the nonstop code for 314 between 314 and 317 this year is like crazy. Okay, I don't know. We probably need to get going, but I have a bunch more
Oh,
stuff. It's maybe we've been on for 2 hours.
like,
Okay, I gotta just put
Q
this
and
one
A,
right.
and we're like,
I know we didn't hardly Q&A at all. Sorry guys, but there wasn't that many questions. Um, I do like to engage with the audience, and so I have been reading all of your comments. Um, um, is that this fascinating thing is a lot of people remarked, and enough that I observed it, going, "Oh, that's really interesting." So many people have been saying that. Is that this last holiday season, air quotes, it just felt like there were a lot less people who were into it, which honestly I kind of enjoyed that a little bit because it just felt like it's always been a forced thing. And then everybody kept saying this will be the last Christmas. This will be the last Christmas. Like that they're doing this thing or that thing or this other thing, right? Yeah. But hey, hold on to this. Check this out. This thing, people are posting these videos of like talking to their Alexa or their Siri or whatever it is, asking a series of questions about the calendar for 2026. And then they'll get to the question, when is Christmas 2026? And they'll answer back, there is no Christmas in 2026. And it's like, that's interesting code. Now, this isn't like, oh no, be worried or anything like that, but there's something there that I kind of feel like we're going to be paying a little bit of attention to and finding more about what it's for down the
yeah.
road.
So on Christmas Eve, we get gifted a horse called George.
George, George,
So
George.
George of the jungle. That's all I can think of. George, George, watch out for that tree. And then the kids put a Santa outfit on him and made him sing a George Michael song called "Last Christmas." Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. The next day, you sent it away or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like we're getting a new heart, or we're remembering that the true heart is a spleen.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I feel like George being my father's names, in coming into the year of the horse, I felt like that was a symbol of, it is the last Christmas because the word Christmas is Christ Mass. And so it's going to have a shift.
Yeah.
So now it's last Christmas means first Christmas as well. Last and first because there's no end. So if we go back to the little beings you can have the triangle or the circle, there is no last because in astrology it's completion. It's the snake eating the tail.
Yeah.
When you lie a horse flat, right? And this is how I understand horse is snake, horse is dragon. It's always been a sea dragon.
Right.
It's sea horse. And when you lie a horse out flat, from head to tail, looks like a snake. It's now just got the arcs underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even the Indigenous in Australia talk of the peak. And what have we come to in the solar flares? We've come to the peak. So now we're riding the horse. So this comes to astrology. I think it's the third. So you have 12 star signs, which is 3.
I lost her. Here she comes. Star sign,
Maybe
which
this
is
too
3.
much. Okay, so 3 is Christ within, so that's 12 astrology signs. Then you ascend, so then you realize there's 13. So now you hold the snake, Orpheus or something.
Yeah.
Snake rider, they call it. It's in the stars, so you understand that. So now so you go from 3 to 13, so that's 4, right? So that's compass. And then there's the 14th astrology star sign. So now we're ascending even more. And that
Yeah.
becomes 5, fifth element. And if you look at what it is, it's Seta, it's Set, it's a whale, or it's the big guy.
Right.
It's when you realize that you are the snake and the snake holder. It's completion.
Right.
So it goes from the little triangle guy to the circle guy.
That makes a lot of
And
sense.
And the reason that there was more triangle than circle is because that's how it is.
Yeah. Here's the cartoon, by the way, in case anyone wants to know that he's actually wearing it. He's pretending he's trying to blend in. He's trying to fit in.
He's got a
He's
hat
got
on.
put on a pointed
Like
hat.
a gnome to make him higher.
Yeah.
Because I'm one of you guys. Oh, it's cute.
You can find it on YouTube. Just the Harry Nilsson's The Point 1971 movie. Is it with this one? Alan Thicke narration.
Wow,
Oh,
Mila. Like,
we could
seriously,
talk
it's
for so much
amazing.
longer. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. I just looked at it and we're already 2 hours. I swear it only feels like 10 minutes. You see,
I
this is a
know.
time lapse. See, time's expanding. When you're doing something that you don't like doing, it feels like forever.
Yeah. And the
That's
time right
how
now is
ebbs.
3, 2, 1 blast off.
Well, that's the ebbs and flows, isn't it? So this is how it's like a piano accordion sort of thing. It goes in and out, in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. And we're in the place, the mile marker, what they call the end of time, with no S. It's not the end of times. It's the end of time.
Yeah,
And
so
so,
it's seeing the tail. The head sees the tail, and the tail sees the head, and then it goes around again.
yep.
And goes around again. So then you let go of all the fear of death and all this, and then you start really getting on with your show, your
Yeah.
your spaceship, your starseed. You start getting on with you, and the more that everyone starts getting on with you, will just snowball to all the others. It will just get bigger and bigger and bigger, and this is why the sun's going, oh my gosh, these guys are great. So it's reacting to us.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. In
Yeah.
fact, it's called the devil's axis, if you are curious.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's a thing. It's actually a thing that they've proven that axis of evil. I
Yeah.
always mix that up because I know it's
Acts
a
of
smear.
evil. Oh my god. So
Right.
so anything that's good is always the devil. So
I know. Yeah, the
give it the
Gaelic.
devil,
They call
devil.
Gaelic the devil's tongue. When they first started trying to enforce that people speak only Latin in Ireland and Scotland, especially this is most of the reports were Ireland based, but um, Ireland was where the Christian Crusaders didn't go in and destroy a lot of the things because they didn't know anyone was living there. They're living in earthen homes. And so the ships went sailed by and didn't destroy any of their artifacts. Anyway, um, the axis of evil is a there's a cosmic background noise that they're like cosmic waves, cosmic microwaves that they were able to measure, and they've been able to show that everything in the cosmos is all coming into our frequency at the same angle and everything as our axis, the axis of Earth. And so this is a whole nother rabbit hole because I don't know, okay? Because I know a lot of the earlier understandings of things were correct. And then we kind of put it into like witchcraft and voodoo kind of bad stuff categorized at that time, right? And then we kind of forgot about it. Check this out. It's remember how they used to say that the sun and everything rotated around the earth? And then they were like, well, that's really arrogant of us to think have thought that. But if everything in the cosmos is going the same direction as our axis and is proved to be coming toward us instead of away from us, and that disproves the Big Bang theory entirely, because Big Bang implies everything speedily moving farther and farther and farther and farther away from us. That what they use to explain that Big Bang theory, that farther and farther away, is only because space fills up the farther we reach. Just like any other simulation. If you're playing a video game and you move from one map to another, as you move, the farthest reaches of the map take a minute to fill in. Just as what happens for our observation of space.
Okay,
So,
so the Big Bang Theory to me is the only Big Bang is when the egg hits the sperm, it sends off zinc, so it has a big blue bang. And they say it's the same power as an atomic bomb or more. That's how powerful this is. And that's the blue. So that's the Big Bang. And then it's exactly what Mila just said. It fills in with distraction.
yeah.
And it is you get further away from yourself because you're getting further away from the starseed as you grow.
Right.
Do you see what's happening? Happens in the matter. In the matter. The
Yeah.
matter. Like you can't. Oh my gosh. This whole acts of evil. Axis of evil. My gosh, that's thrown me off in a spin. I'm going to go and garden now. That's it.
Yeah,
I have to go
that means
garden. I'm going to go
I get
dig.
this was so much fun. I truly enjoyed this.
I
Thank you
hope we
for
answered one question. Did we answer one
I
question?
think we
I can't
answered a
remember.
couple, but
Did we answer a
especially
couple? It's like they
yeah,
said they
I
were
mean,
going to do Q&A and they didn't.
we'll definitely be doing this again, y'all. And so if
Actually,
you have
Mila, I'm going to say it out loud. Let's do. I'm going to say something out loud.
good.
Mila and I, Mila said to me, "Are we going to? People want to do a school thing, and we're going to. Well, Mila and I within 7 days, Mila and I will put something out, and you can either join a telegroup or be a private Zoom where you can come in, and we'll see if we can assist you to do it." A
Yes.
form of schooling. So you'll be the first disciples,
Right.
and we'll have a practice and see how it goes, and then we'll know how to put it together as
Cool.
some form of way of doing it to assist. So Mila and I have been talking about it for a while, but it was me. I wasn't really committing to it because I'm sort of still not sure how to put it together. So let's have a practice, Mila.
Yeah.
Before this big day that you said, the 3rd of March, let's have a practice.
Ah, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, so
So what we're talking about is SKOOL. It is a platform that's similar to Telegram. If I have to use Telegram and YouTube mixed together and had a baby, um, that's what they would have, right? And it's so check it out. Even if you don't come find us, we haven't actually set a platform up yet. This is like something we're going to be working on. But If you go on there and then you create some type of an account for free, then you can go and explore. Click different categories. The one that I click is you go to, that's the right spelling. Thank you, P Factor. So the P Factor has it spelled here for us. Um, it's an application or an app, and then you create an account, which is free, and then you choose from categories. I click spirituality. There's also like some religion stuff in there, but there's mostly the people that we've missed, we haven't seen for a while on YouTube. We wondered, maybe not even realizing, we wondered where they went. That's where they went. And in there, then it's like Telegram mixed in with YouTube, because we can then create like these classes and stuff. And a lot of people have wondered, how do you do this? How do you break down this code? How do you look into this stuff? Now that everyone understands why it's important, because they put it in there, I just assumed everybody knew that. So there's things that happen all the time, because it's been my life, my whole life, that I'd not realized. Yeah, they have to tell us, and they usually tell us through movies. Usually when you're seeing a technology, it's because it's available. Usually when you're seeing something happening, it's because it's being done. Like, it can be kind of grotesque truths. Like if you watch if I almost said Three Eye Atlas, if you watch Cloud Atlas, I won't watch that again. But there was a time in my life when it first came out, I watched a few times, and it always felt real dense. And I didn't understand that it was them telling a truth that I didn't fully comprehend at that time. But that's an example, is what I'm saying. Anyway.
Well, this is us starting something, and look, it might not work exactly how we think yet, but we'll give it a trial run and see how we go, Mila, and go from there, because this is new to us, how to put it forth as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's all a learning curve. We're learning together, we're learning with you, so we're learning how to make it easier. The
Yeah.
more ease in her, the easier, the better it is for us, the better it is for our kids, because it will spill off to our shopkeepers. It will spill off. You will go out and spill off to your people. This person will go spill up, and everyone will start doing the ease or the sense of us, and then it just gets easier.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
does. We become true creators. That's what we will become. All of us. Because you'll inspire another one to do it, and you'll inspire someone else. And then you get the 6 degrees of separation thing going on around the world, or globe, or
Right.
dome, or whatever we are.
Jupiter is Zeus, is that right? I think Jupiter is Zeus. I think that's correct, isn't it?
I don't know, but I'm excited. So I've put it out there, Mila. I've actually committed now.
Good. I
Yep,
appreciate
finally,
that.
because it's Mila's like, when are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? She's
We
like,
ought to. And there's been a request put out there by people. So we'll put something together, and I'll put it out on all the different platforms that I have,
and me
that it
too.
go.
Yep, me too. I'll put it out and all my email groups and things. So we'll collate.
Yeah. It'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll
Oh, and I
call
should
eight.
do an announcement for tomorrow, if that's okay, if you don't mind me doing a
Yeah,
commercial
I'll
real
be
quick.
going. Thanks, Mila.
Oh, are you leaving? Okay. I love you. Um, is so tomorrow we're doing a regular show. That this is just a really awesome, exciting surprise show with Elsa here. Tomorrow we're having Jake from Question Everything. A lot of you will see many of his content. He has so many platforms. I don't even know half of them were a platform, but is that this Question Everything conversation regarding Tartaria and just the mud floods and all that kind of, the Cabbage Patch Kids. These are topics that he typically will explore, and so I'm really excited to see what else come through. After that, we are doing our Zoom meeting. For those of you wondering, we are doing the group Zoom meeting tomorrow night at our normal time. We start at 5 p.m. Central Time, so do the math for your hemisphere, for your time zone. So perhaps type in 5 p.m. Chicago to, and then type in your own time zone, and you'll find what time we'll be doing that. That'll be free, and you'll see a link for that in in the community section of this YouTube channel as well as in Telegram. And it's 3:33 p.m. So we should get going. Thank you all so much for being here and for participating. Thank you, Elsa, for being on this show. I love you. And I will still see you all very, very soon.